Hello everyone and welcome to the 26th episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge, the series where I recreate different crafts and DIY projects from Pinterest without any instructions. Okay, so the first craft project is actually a suggestion from one of you guys. I think it was quite a while ago. I can't remember who it was, but they wanted me to create a fairy garden. And I think it was similar to this that you wanted me to make. However, this one's just slightly too big and I'm running out of space for stuff. As you can tell behind us, I haven't got a lot of space left. So I found a different version. So I found this one instead, and it's a cute little fairy garden, but in a teacup. And I think it's really adorable. It's definitely got a similar vibe to the last one, but this one is much smaller and I can actually put it somewhere. I also think it'll be super easy to make, and I'm actually looking forward to it. I think it's a nice little idea and just very whimsical. That's how I would describe this pin. So that's the first one I'm making today. The second craft project that I want to recreate is this paper bird, and I'm not sure whether this is meant for kids or not. If it is meant for kids, it's quite a sophisticated child because I actually think it looks quite nice. I'm assuming they've made it all out of paper. I think I can definitely do it, so that's good. I think it might take me a little bit of time because obviously I'm going to have to make all these feathers by hand, which looks like a pain in the ass if I'm being honest with you. But I think it's effective and I like it and I'm going to try it. I think I also fancy doing this one. It obviously hasn't given me the full image. It's a very cropped image of what it is, but I'm assuming are they bottle tops, like metal bottle tops or something, hammered onto the top of a stool. And I've already got a stool in the studio, so I just need to source whatever they are. I'm assuming they're bottle tops. I don't know what else they could be. I'll have a hunt around online and see if I can come up with something similar. And for the final craft project, I think I'm going to try something similar to this. And I did make a large version, very similar to this, in a previous Blind Pinterest Challenge episode. But it had lights on and stuff, and to be fair, it didn't go very well. I didn't like it at all. So I kind of want to redeem myself. And I think this is a much more smaller, manageable version of the previous one that I did. I think it's quite nice. It's a nice little decoration. I'm into it. Very winter vibes, autumn vibes, any other kind of season vibes, and a bit shabby chic. Yeah, I'm all about it. Love shabby chic. Can't get enough of it. Okay, so I think that's all the projects I'm going to do in today's episode. I can't immediately foresee any problems. I think I've picked some relatively easy ones, but as we all know, things can definitely and usually always go wrong when I do one of these. But fingers crossed today it won't. And just like that, I'm back. Hopefully everyone's missed us. And the first Pinterest craft idea that I'm going to be making is the little wooden branch framed thing. And to start with, I just bought a photo frame online and got some mint macaroon paint, which is actually the exact same paint that I painted the background of my studio with. You can't really see anymore because there's not much wall left, but there's some wall there. I haven't covered that bit yet. You can actually see my studio makeover in this corner, and I haven't watched it in ages, but I can imagine the studio looks completely bare compared to what it looks like now. It'll be so minimal. Ugh. But yeah, this is exactly the same paint that I used for the walls. It's the same tin as well. I haven't bought extra. I just keep things. And I just painted this frame with this paint and let that dry. And this is what the frame was looking like after a second coat and once it was fully dry. But obviously I needed some sticks. So I decided to venture out on a very cold and windy day and harvest some sticks from some trees. Are you helping us? Oh, thank you. Thanks. And I'm honestly surprised I even have any trees left, considering the storms we've had this year. It's brought so much damage to just the farm and everything else. And now it's just time to cut these branches down to size. And then just glued them into place onto the back of the frame. So we have expectation and reality, and I think I've done a pretty good job. I think maybe my frame's a little bit bare. I feel like they have a few more sticks than I do. I think mine's a much simpler version of what theirs is, but it's still definitely very similar, and it's got the same vibe, and I quite like it. But how much did this cost us? I can't remember. I know I need to buy a frame, and that's it. Oh, and the glue. Okay, so this actually cost me quite a bit of money for what it is, mainly because I didn't shop around for the frame. But in total, this cost me £16.59, and I think it's fine. It's alright. It was obviously a very simple decoration to make, and if I screwed this up, there would be something severely wrong with this. It would be really hard to screw it up. Very beginner friendly, and I think I've done a good job. I like it. It looks very similar to the original. Okay, so the next craft project I thought I would attempt is the little teacup fairy garden, and I bought a little teacup and saucer. I think it's super cute. It's very whimsical, very kind of old school chintzy. Love it. Obviously not the same one as theirs, but I don't know where they bought their cup from. I don't need the saucer yet. yet. And I thought the best plan for the inside of the cup was to use floral foam, just to kind of fill it up, and then I can poke stuff into it as well. And I absolutely hate this stuff so much. The feel of it makes me cringe so hard. So if I'm wincing in this part of the video, that's why. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Ugh. Horrible. But I'm going to cut some of this down. I'll obviously hot glue it in, I think. Oh, I hate this so much. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I don't think I can. Right, try it. Just... Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine. I can get through this. Seriously, I don't know who invented floral foam, but it's horrible. Oh, I need to cut it again. Yeah, it's getting better now. It's okay. There, I think that's perfect. Some people might not understand the cringiness of that, but other people will, and other people will feel for us. Other people will just think I'm crazy. Okay, so I just want to hot glue this on the bottom, just to get it stuck to the bottom of this cup. Okay, and to top this off and to make it look like a garden, I bought some artificial grass. Now that'll be perfect. Now just hot glue this onto here. Okay, so I think I've made a good start so far. Right, so they have some plants. I was trying to use as much stuff as I've already got as well, so I didn't have to buy new stuff for this. So I'm just going to use some old artificial flowers that I've got, and I think this will work fine. Mine's just going to be a little bit more floral than theirs. I think that'll look cute in there. Just a bit more hot glue in. Oh, I think mine's gonna look way better than theirs. That's so cute just like it is. Okay, and I've also made a little wooden ladder and a little wooden bench. I just did this by gluing some random sticks together. It wasn't complicated. It was just incredibly fiddly. But I don't need my ladders yet. I just want to try and place my bench somewhere. If I just use a stabby tool and poke through this, and hopefully just slide the bench legs into position. I don't know whether that's going to work. I might just have to hot glue this on, but it'll look horrible if I do. This is tricky. Right, I'm just going to have to hot glue this on. I didn't want to do that, but I'm going to have to. I can't figure out another way to do it. Mine's going to end up looking a lot messier than theirs, but so be it. I'll hide it with stuff. Alright, that's kind of stuck on. Now, I also bought a few other things because I thought theirs was looking just a little bit boring, and I wanted to add my own twist to it. So I bought this little pack, and it has two little tiny hedgehogs and a little toadstool. And they are so adorable. Like, look how tiny that is. Look how cute it is. So I'm gonna add some hedgehogs to mine. I know I'm supposed to be making exactly what they've made, but I'm definitely doing my own interpretation of it. I couldn't resist. This is so cute. It's honestly, it's unreal. And I also bought some street lights, and I'm thinking about putting one of these on. I don't think it's to scale, but it doesn't really matter, does it? I only want one. I was going to add two, but I think that's too much even for me. The best thing about something like this is you can obviously make it to just your own taste and however you want. Obviously they have the idea of their teacup little garden, but what's in the garden is your choice. It's up to you. Go crazy with it. And I also bought some other toadstools, and I think I might add some of these as well. Oh, this is looking so cute. And then I think I want some rocks. I don't think I want to hot glue the rocks on. I think I just want to place them. Or shall I? Actually I will hot glue them. I've changed my mind. Oh, it's so cute. Right, now I just put it on my saucer and add a pair of ladders. I think I'm done. Okay, so we have expectation and reality, and I'm gonna have to give you an up close at this because it's got so much detail packed into it, but I think it's absolutely adorable. I don't think mine looks anything like the original pin. However, I think mine looks better than the original pin. I think it's got way more character, way more whimsy, and I just think it's way cuter. I'll be shocked if anyone thinks that the original pin is better than my version, because I 100%
destroyed that pin.
I made it my little bitch. Mine's way better, and I'm not usually this confident either, but I'll confidently say that mine's better than the original. But I have a feeling this cost me a lot of money. Okay, this didn't cost me as much as I thought it did actually. So my little teacup fairy garden cost me £17.93, and if I'm honest, I think that's money well spent. I think this is so cute and just so lovely, and I think I could get the cost down even further if I spent less money on the teacup, because I definitely didn't shop around. I didn't have time. I'm not usually into kind of miniatures and small scale stuff because I find it quite fiddly and hard. hard. But this, loved it. Loved every second of it. I kind of want to do another one. And the best thing about it is I can put this where everyone can see it. I'll need to find a place. I will literally find space for this. I love it so much. It's so cute. Oh my god. Okay, so we've had 2 successful craft projects so far, and it's only fair we even this out with a failure, and that's going to be the stool. It hasn't gone well. So to start off with, I bought a big box of used bottle tops off eBay, and if you work in a cafe or a bar or anything, keep your bottle tops, because some idiot, like me, will buy them off you. I spent £15 on this little box. That's £15 selling free things. It's a little tip for you, a little business idea. And I thought the best idea for this would be to use a hammer and just smash the crap out of these bottle tops to flatten them the best I could. And to be fair, I didn't enjoy that one bit. It was incredibly loud and just very violent. I didn't like hammering the bottle tops. It wasn't a nice experience. And I know in the original pin, it looked as if they had hammered the bottle tops into the stool, but I thought a better idea would be to glue the bottle tops to the top of the stool. But I finally got that done, so we have expectation and reality. This is what mine looks like, and it doesn't look anywhere near as good as the original. As you can see, I haven't gone around the sides. There's also a lot of gaps on the top of the stool, and the main reason for that is because I think in their original pin, in order to get their bottle tops so thin, so perfectly thin, I think they must have had like a hydraulic press or something. Hammering them, it just didn't work. It didn't work the way I wanted it to. And then gluing them wasn't the right idea, and I also didn't know how to fully get them around kind of the curve of the stool. And the thing is, I feel like it looks like a simple idea, but when it comes to the practicality of it and the realization of it and the actual doing it, it's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I feel like I would need a proper workshop with like tools, like proper tools in order to create something like what they did. Mine is kind of like when you order something off a shitty website and the picture looks really nice and it arrives and it's like, oh, it kind of looks the same, but it's just not as good. That's what mine looks like. I didn't enjoy making this either. I really hated it. But all I had to buy was the bottle tops and some glue, and I didn't use the entire box of bottle tops. So I think this probably cost me about £4.50. So not a lot. I've just ruined a perfectly good stool with it. We've had 2 successes, so it balances it out quite nicely. I'm still on top, so I'm fine. I'm feeling fine, everyone. I'm okay. So finally moving on to the last craft project in today's video, and it's the paper bird decoration. So obviously to start off, I needed an absolute ton of paper feathers. So I just took some regular coloured paper, cut it into a feather kind of shape, and just went around the outside of the bit of paper and kind of sliced it and shredded it to make it look like a textured feather. And I think that looks pretty decent. I think it's pretty good. Unfortunately, I had to do that hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of times, and I did that off camera because I wouldn't have enough space on my memory cards to capture all that footage and the time spent on it. But I finally got all these feathers done. It took so long and I hated every second of it. The next step was to make some wings for my bird, and I already cut some cardboard out to create the shapes of the wings, and it's just time to glue all these paper feathers to the cardboard wing. And I think that's looking pretty decent. I'm quite pleased with it. Obviously that's just one. I need to make a second one. But I did that off camera because running out of space on my memory cards. Now I obviously needed a body for this bird. So I already pre-cut a bit of cardboard out in the shape of the bird's body. And also pre-cut a bit of orange paper out just to act as the beak. And glued that to the top of the cardboard body. And I think that's looking good. I think it's looking pretty decent. Looks like a bird. I'm quite pleased. Now in their original pin, it looks like they've made the body part from paper and kind of done paper appliques up the top of it to create this textured, feathered kind of moment. And at this point I was really sick of cutting paper out. In fact, I was really fed up of cutting paper out. So I decided I would just paint all this pattern on instead and save me a shitload of time. Okay, so now I have my main components of my bird, and I just need to basically assemble it and tidy it up a bit. Right, so in their pin, their wings, I think it's just this top part needs to be cut to a perfectly flat edge. I'm terrified in case I make a mistake, because it's taken us so long to get up to this part. Okay, I don't want to cut any more off just in case I ruin it. So I think I just need to hot glue these wings to the body. Don't screw this up. Let that glue set. And then I need some feathers coming down the bottom part. Also, I still have all of these paper feathers that I cut because I cut way too many. I didn't need this many, but I've put them in a bag and I'm gonna keep them because, like I always say, you just never know. These will come in handy one day. If I ever need paper feathers, I'm sorted. Okay, well, I think I'm done. So we have expectation and reality, and I think I've done an absolutely amazing job. I'm not gonna lie. Look at that. Look at that craftsmanship. I think mine looks very similar, and actually I think it kind of looks a bit better than the original. I don't know, I feel like it's got more character. Like, obviously up close the paintwork's a bit shitty, so just don't look at that. But from far away it looks amazing. This took me days to make. It took so long, but I think it's been worth it. I really do. I'm quite pleased with it, actually. And the best thing about this paper bird is it cost me absolutely nothing. Yes, I had all the materials I needed for this. I had all the paper, all the glue, I had all the paint. I used some old cardboard boxes from Amazon. So it was cheap, it was free. It wasn't even cheap, it was completely free. And usually when I make something and it doesn't cost anything, it doesn't look particularly great. This actually looks decent. And I'm not very good at paper crafts. I think this has been a very successful one. Very happy with myself today. I know I've had one fail, but I've had some pretty decent successes. That never happens. Not this good anyway. Usually just a little bit good, but this is a lot good. But that just about does it for today's episode of the Blind Pinterest Challenge. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you ever come across any crafts on Pinterest that you want me to try out in one of these episodes, then you're more than welcome to tag me on social media or send me a message. I'll leave my little information here. Probably is best for Twitter and Instagram because they're the ones I use the most. And also let me know which is your favourite craft project today. Mine, by far, which is no surprise, is the little teacup fairy garden. Absolutely amazing. I'm actually tempted to make a video dedicated to making just a bunch of these little teacup fairy gardens. Loads of different themes and loads of different things. I'm proper into them. I really liked it. I really enjoyed making that, to be fair. But anyway, I'm gonna go away and celebrate for once over this video because I think I'm pretty pleased with myself. It's been good. Quite happy. It makes a change. But I'll see you next week for a brand new video. I've actually already recorded that video and it wasn't as successful as this video has been. Wasn't a complete shitter, but it wasn't great.